So today I will be showing you a very interesting topic of Wazuh's active response for RDP attack. So RDP is a remote desktop protocol, and in RDP attack generally happens in Windows based system. So those who are using Windows server, Windows computers, they generally have RDP enabled into them to connect their endpoint, to connect their system from any remote location. So what happened, RDP is very popular type of attack for the attackers. So RDP by default use 3389 port and is very prone to brute force attack. So I listed the steps how we are going to test this for today's video. So let's start with step 1, because I mentioned this step because it's help us to remain organized. Okay, so first thing, let's check victim's IP address. So let's go to this is the Windows system. The way to check the IP address is to go to the start menu, type cmd, command prompt will open. Now type here IP config config. It will show you the IP address. So this is the victim. In this situation, my IP address is 192.168.10.134. Okay, remember this IP address. So this step is done. Okay, now check the attacker IP address. How we check the attacker IP address? We need to go to the attacker PC. So I already logged in from putty to the attacker machines. Let's check the IP address. How we check the IP address is by giving a command if config fig. It's a Ubuntu based system, so if config will work. So the attacker IP address is 192.168.10.132. Need to remember this. So victim's IP address was 192.168.10.134 and the attacker IP address is 32. Okay, very good. Both step done. Now enable RDP in the victim's machine. Enable it through firewall also. Okay, the way we enable the RDP is we need to go to this PC or my computer, double click on it, okay. Then right click on it and go to properties. Then on your left hand side you will see remote setting. Click on that, and the second option is allow remote connection to this computer and let it default allow connection only from computer running remote desktop with network level protection. Just you need to click apply and okay. So remote desktop is now on, and let me go through the firewall also. Firewall, Windows Defender firewall. Let me check if it is allowed. Turn Windows Defender on or off. Oh, this is the option, allow an app or feature through Windows Defender firewall. Let's click on here and let's check whether Windows firewall is allow the RDP connection. Where is the RDP? Remote desktop, MNOPQR, remote desktop. So remote desktop is enabled. It's showing tick mark here, it's enabled. Okay, so you don't need to do anything because by default it is enabled. So we already enable RDP in the victim machine and also enable it through firewall. So this step is also done. Okay, now let's go to the next step. Try a failed RDP to victim endpoint to get the rule ID in Wazuh. Okay, so what I will do, I will try a failed login attempt to this victim's PC to check what our Wazuh is giving us alert. First check the Wazuh. Let's go to the Wazuh's login panel. Okay, we are into here. We have only one active machines. The IP address is 192.168.10.134 is the victim's IP, already noted down here, 134. Okay, now go to this endpoint, click on the threat hunting on the left hand side, top left hand side, and click on the events. So what is the current scenario? Let's refresh. Okay, we got the current scenario. Okay, now what I will do, I will test from my host to the victim's IP address, which is 134, a failed login attempt. Okay, to check what alert it gives us, because I need to know the rule ID. Let's connect. Let's give a random, like admin, and give a random password. Okay, click OK. Definitely this will fail. Okay, this is a failed attempt. Now check the Wazuh, what alert it gives us, or what rule ID I need to know. Refresh. See, okay, we got a alert, logon failure, unknown user or bad password. Okay, that is not a problem for us because I know it is a wrong user ID. So I try it with my IP address is 192.168.10.1 to agent IP is 134. Okay, very good. I try it with username admin, that is also cool, no problem with this. Login failure, unknown user or bad password. Okay, logical. Now what alert ID I am getting? I am getting 60122. Okay, 60122 is the rule ID. So these things I need to note it down. 60122. Wazuh rule ID 60122. Okay, because I need to make a rule with this rule ID. But from here, what I will do, I will go to our victim's machine again. From here, I will try to type event viewer. I will check. I want to verify the failed login attempts. How I can check? I can check it by, on the left hand side we have Windows log, we have security events, and on the right hand side I have filter current log. Okay, I'll click on that. It will take time because it's running on the VM machine, so definitely it will take time. It's only have maybe 4 or 6 GB of RAM, so it takes some time, but not to worry, it will open. Yeah, so here in the event ID field, for Windows successful login, RDP successful login, the rule ID is 4624. 4625 for successful, and for the failure login attempt we have 4625. Let's try with this. Click OK. Okay, so audit failure means failed login attempt, and audit success means successful login attempt. Okay, so what I will do here, let me search one by one, and obviously let's check the latest one. 4625. Yes, let me check the details. Yes, I have tried this with which ID? This is the admin ID. I just tried with admin ID. This is the IP address of mine. I tried to log in. So you can see every log Wazuh is getting from the Windows event viewer. Okay, you will get a lot of other details also here, and everything will be fine, can be searchable in Wazuh. Okay, so we can confirm now it's a failed login attempt. Let me check with the one of the successful login attempt if we have. So 4624 is a successful login attempt. So let's check the successful login attempts. Like successful login attempts ID is 4624. Okay, we have login success also. Okay, this is an additional step you don't need to do. this step. That this is just to show you how Wazuh is getting these logs. Okay. Now what I will do, I will install Hydra on the attacker's machine. Hydra is a tool by which we can do brute force attack. This is the attacker machine. Okay. The IP address is 132. For the Ubuntu based system, we need to use some command which is sudo. Sudo I don't need because I am already in the root privilege. So I will use apt get Hydra. Oh, I missed one thing here. It should be apt get install Hydra. Okay. Now it is asking me. Oh, it did not ask anything. That's good. But in the Kali Linux, if you have the Kali Linux, it will installed by default. So you don't need to install in Kali. So okay. Okay. So Hydra is installed automatically. So let me check the Hydra. Hydra -v. Let me check if the version is showing. Okay, Hydra 9.5 installed. So another thing, it's done. Install Hydra, done. So let's now create username list and a password list in this directory. Okay, user share Hydra directory. Okay, so I have to create a user list file and a password list file for the Hydra to brute force with combination, permutation, combination. So let's create a dictionary or word list first. We are into root. Let's go to cd user share Hydra, this location. Okay, let's go to this location, check what are the file now here in exist. So we have 3 files here. Okay, so I'll create two files here. One is username or user list.txt, another is password.txt. So let's try with nano, nano. File name will be user list.txt. So let's create this file. Now I need to give some username, random username. Let's try with admin. Let's try with Deb. Let's try with James. Let's try with Sumit. Let's try with Vicky. Let's try with Rick. Lot of username you can add. System service administrator. So some username I created, it's enough for this test. So let's save this file, Control X, Y, enter, saved. Okay, so if you go and check this file, how it look like, all of the file now exist. Okay, now I have to create another file which is nano password.txt. Oh, sorry. Nano, I need to remove this file first, then I will create. Okay, so it's have not been saved. So let's create nano password.txt. I will set some password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 a b c d e f g h a s d f g q r e r. Okay, 0998785. okay, whatever I'm giving, it's a random kind of thing. You don't need to worry about anything because every password I'm giving is a random kind of thing. Okay, you can make this file according to that way. Now it's enough for this. Now Control X and press Y and enter, saved. So I have now two files here. One, let's ls, one is user list and one is password. Okay, so let's mark this done. So I already installed Wazuh. I have created two files, username list and password list, for Wazuh to make a brute force attack. Now what I have to do, add a command and active response code in OSEC configuration file. Okay, this is the main step we have to do. So we need to write a command. write some code in OSEC config file. This is the attacker machine. Let's minimize it for a time being. Let's log in with our Wazuh manager. This is the Wazuh manager. Let me clear everything from here because I was doing some activities. Now what I have to do, we have to go to that directory where the Wazuh configuration file exists. So let me go directly. So nano is the editor I'll be using, and the location is where OSEC. Then let me check what are the file exist. Where OSEC, then etc. Okay, then we should have OSEC configuration file. Okay, if you are not sure, just use the tab, it will tell you OSEC configuration. Okay, we are into the OSEC configuration file. So where you have to write this code, right? It's a very good question, but no need to worry, I'm here, I'll help you. So you can either modify your code under OSEC config main root tag, or maybe if you wish you can create another OSEC configuration tab. So I will create another OSEC configuration tab because it will help me to identify, because else I have to find out the entire file if I need to change anything. So what I will create here, let me create here OSEC configuration file OSSEC OSEC underscore config. Don't worry, I will elaborate the meaning of this code also. So OSEC configuration file, I made a mistake, but never made a mistake here. This file is very sensitive. Okay, so I have created a another tag. Let me create a closing tag also, OSEC underscore config. Okay, so now every code will be writing under this OSEC config. So let's give a tab here. Now start with command. So we have to write a command first. Okay, command. So tag command, COMMAND, command. So command is something the Wazuh will take action. Okay, so command tag close. So under the command we will write down our code, but before that let me just create a closing tag, because maybe later on I will forget. That time I have to find out where I have made mistake, and since I'm not doing this on a standard IDE, so nano is not for the coding purpose. This is very difficult to find out in nano. Okay, okay, so let's under the command write down the name. Okay, tag close. So what name? This is a logical name, you can give any name, so it is for your understanding. So I will use net sh. Why I'm giving net sh, I will show you, no worry. Let's close this tag. Name. Okay, name. Okay, second command, executables, executables. Okay, executables. Oh, sorry, executable, not executables. Okay, tag close. Now use net sh.exe. Okay, now close this tag. executable. Okay, okay, now next command will be timeout underscore allowed. Tag close, type yes and close this tag. Timeout underscore allowed. Why I'm giving this timeout? Because this tell Wazuh the action support rollback. That means we have a plan that after brute force we will block that IP address through Windows Firewall, right? But if we are making this for the infinite time, maybe that IP address cannot connect to our server for the lifetime. So we don't want that. Maybe that IP address is a natting IP address, and maybe our legitimate user can use that IP address. That time we have difficulty to find out why they are not able to connect our server. So after certain period of time, what I will do, I will release that IP address from the Windows Firewall so that they can connect again. Okay, we'll create that rule, no worry. But let me show you why I use netsh exe, because if you go to your Wazuh agent, now go to C program files, C program file, here the directory is open, C program file 86 OSEC agent, and if you go to the active response directory under bin, you will find netsh. So I will use that netsh for our purpose. Okay, so now let's go back to our server. So we are done with the command. Now what I will do, everything is okay here, I think. Yes, everything is okay. Now what I will do, I will use the active response now from here. So active response command start with active underscore, not underscore, sorry, hyphen response code. Under active response, we will write down our code here. Let's make it little bit defined because we have started our OSEC config from the very beginning. So I will use active response here. It will help me to indent. Okay, so first command is disable, which is no, definitely we don't want to disable this. Tag close. So definite. So why are using active response? We will bind this command. This command means this netsh command through this active response. So that is the reason we are writing active response here. You can see soon. Disables. I think disabled. It will be disabled. So see, this is the spelling mistake I have made here. If it is remains in, then I have to find out where I have been missing something. So I have to find out everything. This is very carefully whenever you are doing. Okay. Now command. So now let's command. So now command is netsh. See the name I have mentioned here. The command name here netsh. I am mentioning it here. Need to close this tag. Okay. command. Okay. Now location. So where this file will be executed? Definitely this file will be executed through locally. Okay. So closing that location. Locally means from the agent. From the agent computer, this file will be executed. Wazuh manager will instruct the agent to execute this file, and the agent, based on the instruction from the manager, will implement or run this netsh file. Okay. So now I have to create the rule ID. Okay, rule ID. So let's type the rule ID because I have not set any rule ID till now, but we'll set rule underscore ID. Let's give a rule ID of 10, 100, 900. Okay, this should be unique. Remember, every time you are giving any custom rule ID, it should be unique, else system will start conflicting. Rule underscore ID. So remember, it rules, not rule. Sometimes it confusing, rule or rules. Okay, 100, 900. I have given this rule. Okay. Now this is enough for our scenario. Let's close the active response here. Active response. Okay, we are done up to here. We have OSEC close, OSEC config tag, OSEC config closing tag also. So I believe everything is correct. Okay, so let me Control and X, press Y, enter. Now need to restart the Wazuh server. If there is any error, that means I have made some mistake, spelling related mistake. So the command is systemctl restart Wazuh manager. Okay, I hope it should not give us error. If it is giving us an error, that means I have to check again. See, I got the error. That means I have made some mistake. So now let's go to the config file again. Let's check where I have made mistake. Okay, see, this is the spelling mistake I have made. Disabled. I made disabled. Okay, disabled. Okay, I think everything is okay. Yes, let's save this. I think everything is okay. Hope so. Let's restart again Wazuh manager. I hope this time, I have no error now. So remember, whenever you are typing your code, very carefully, else if you made a single mistake, it will not save. So now what I have to do, I have to make a detection rule that triggers the active response. I need a detection rule that triggers the active response. Where I can do this, I have to do this from local rules. Okay, so let's go to nano var etc, var osec etc, then rules. Under rules we have local rules. So let's write down a code here. You can write a code from here. So I will write down on the top of the file, it will help me. So let's start with group name. Okay, so tag group, group space name, okay, equal to you can give any name for your understanding. So I will use here RDP. It will help me to understand this is the RDP rule, and later on I can move this rule to anywhere if we need to. This is help me to understand. Okay, now close this tag. So remember this comma. See the example the Wazuh has given in other rule. So after the last entry they have given a comma, then quote. So remember to give these settings, else it may give you error. Okay, may not be, but I'm not taking any risk. Okay, so let's close this tag, then create a rule ID. Okay, rule underscore ID. So rule ID will be the one we have set up in our OSEC config file. You remember we have set up 100 900 rule. So that will be, I have to write it here, 100 900. We have set this rule earlier in the OSEC config file. Okay, now give the label, severity level. It's level, level, level. Severity level will be, let me set the severity level of 10. So it's a custom rule. You are making a custom rule here. Okay, so this should be done earlier than the OSEC config file, because I'm creating custom rule here. So since I was doing the other OSEC config file earlier, so I created that rule over there. I'm just mentioning this rule ID here. The same thing. Okay, because the rule ID was in my mind. And the frequency, let me give a frequency of 3. Okay, what is this 3 means? Let me tell you. Frequency is if we have brute force attack 3 times, that means 3 failed logging attempt. Okay, then this rule will trigger. That means 3 failed login RDP attack. Okay, so remember this rule should be unique. I only have one rule in this file, so I was quite sure no other rule will be present, so I give the 100 900 rule. You can use any other rule if you want, but make sure it is not a common one, or if something is exist within the system, else it will start giving you errors. So frequency means 3 times alert, 3 times failed login. Okay, now let's go to the next one, which is time frame. So 3 times attack by which? How many times? Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 24 hours, maybe 2 minutes. So I will set here in second 120. That means if we have failed login attempt 3 times within 2 minutes, that time this 100 900 rule will trigger and show us the alert in our Wazuh, right? But we need to set another thing, which is if underscore matched underscore seed. So earlier, remember, we write down this 60122 rule ID. We will use this rule ID here. How we were going to use this if match SID? It means rather than matching with any text or any other criteria to run this rule, to enforce this rule, we definitely want to use 60122, which is a definite failed login attempt. Earlier we observed 60122 login failure, unknown user or bad password. So we are using same rule here to detect, to enforce this our current rule 100-900. So 60122 is for that. Okay, let's close this tag again. So what will be the closing tag? If underscore matched matched underscore seed. Now let's go to description, because we need to set a description, otherwise how can we understand the CRIPTIY? Okay, description is spelling okay. Now let's write down Windows RDP. You can write anything you want. I will write brute force attack detected and 3 failed logins from same IP address within 2 minutes. This will help us to understand why we are doing. So let's close the description tag here. Okay, so I close the description tag here. If we can break this line from here, that will solve the problem. Okay, solve the problem. Okay, so description is Windows RDP brute force attack detected 3 failed login attempt from same IP address within 3 minutes. Very good. Now what we have to do, we have to close the rule tag and group tag. Those 2 pending tags I have to close here. So rule tag will be closed from here, rule tag, and need to close the group tag because we started with group name, GROUP, group tag. Okay, now let's save this file and restart the Wazuh manager. Hope so it will work. Let's try to restart Wazuh manager. If we are not getting any error, that means we are good to go. If we have any error, that means we have to check again. Maybe some spelling mistake kind of thing. Except description. Description you can give anything. And the name. Sorry. We are getting errors. So let's check again. Let's check the spelling. So problem is with the spelling, I think. Frequency, time, okay, time frame it will be. I missed the E here. Okay, let's save it again. Let's save. Why? Enter. Oh, we get another error, maybe another spelling mistake I should have. Okay, so I think I have made mistake here. Rule underscore ID, it should be rule without underscore ID. Okay, let's save. Control X, Y, restart Wazuh manager. Perfect. This time no error. So what we have done, let's check. We also done with this step, active response OSEC config, and I also done this step. Okay, custom rule, local rules files. Okay, now what I have to do, I have to attack with Hydra, right? Make a attack with Hydra. So to make a attack with Hydra, I need victim's IP address, which is 134. Okay, so let's check. If you are not sure how to use Hydra, the best thing is type Hydra -H. It will show you the way you can attack. So I will use Hydra minus L, and I will use my username list of username, which is located under /user, because we have defined our list here in this directory, user share hydra directory. So user share hydra, and the name of the file is userlist.txt, and I need to give the password file. Password file is minus capital P, and you don't need to mention the path now because already mentioned. Type just password.txt. Okay, now what you have to give here, IP address and protocol, what protocol you are trying to attack. So I will do here RDP is the protocol, :/ and the IP address is 192.168.10.134 is the IP address of our target machine. Okay, so before pressing enter, let me just check our Wazuh if we are getting any error kind of thing. Okay, so we are not getting anything. Now I will start the attack. Okay, but before that we need to check another thing. Let me show you and I will tell you why. So this is my target machine where I am going to attack. Here in the Windows Firewall, go to advanced setting on the left hand side and check the inbound rules. If we have any inbound rules, we have everything in default, so we have nothing here. So let's minimize this and start the attack. So I just need to press enter and it will start attack automatically. Okay, let's press enter. Okay, it started the attack. The brute force attack, it started. After let the attack complete, then I will go to our Wazuh and will show you one by one. So now let's go to Wazuh. Now see what happened here. So let me just refresh. You will get a lot of logs. Okay, we have not got any logs. I don't know why. Let me check with the Hydra. Okay, see, I have made a mistake here. Instead of 192.168, I used 268. So that is the reason. Okay, let's try Hydra again. So spelling is a very difficult thing. Okay, now let's run the Hydra again. Okay, see, the Hydra will try 81 login because combination and permutation combination. So it's attacking 192.168.10.134. Let's go to Wazuh now. Now we will be getting lot of logs, I think. Yes, see, we are getting logs. Lot of logs we are getting now. Okay, no problem at all. So first check Hydra's response now. Wait for the Hydra to complete. Or maybe Hydra will trying. Okay, now see, after trying some attempts, Hydra is giving us error, the connection failed to establish. Now I will explain you why it is happening. So first thing first, let's refresh. Okay, now see what happened here. Hydra tried with login and we are getting errors, alerts from here, login failure, unknown user or bad password, because those are definitely unknown. See the rule IDs. Rule ID is 60122. We use 60122. Remember, failed login attempt. So Hydra attacks 3 times. Remember, we set the rules. We set the rules that 3 attempts within 2 minutes. Okay, let's click here for understand. Hydra tried with their IP with 132. So this is our IP address and this is attacker IP address. Okay, now it's tried with admin. This is the first username. Let me check the other username what it tried. Let me check this one. This one they tried with also admin. Maybe they are trying to use the combination or permutation combination. Same thing, 132, 134, and we will be getting lot of logs here, audit failure. So everything is already logged into our Windows event viewer. If you want to check, you can check this from there also. Now, after that, we are getting another alert, Windows RDP brute force attack detected. This is our custom rule. You remember we write this rule in our local rules files, and we have said the rule ID 100. 900. So we decided to enforce this rule when 60122 is matching. So if the 60122 is matching, then we are enforcing this rule 100 900. Let me go through you to local rules files again so that you can understand. Let's go to the local rule file. See, we have mentioned here 60122. If match seed is 60122 match, then this rule 100 900 will enforce with label 10 and frequency is 3 within 2 minutes. This is the custom description. Now let's come back to Wazuh. See, it is showing under rule level 10. Okay. Now what happened? We have implemented active response in our OSEC configuration file. So active response already been performed. First check this rule. Okay, same thing we can see. Now we will going to see netsh.exe added. This is the active response thing we have added in our OSEC config file. What happened here? This is the our IP and this is the attacker's IP. Okay, audit failure, every log is here. You can read from here if it is getting from event channel. Very good. It's RDP. We have set the rule. Remember, we have set the rule RDP. This is the rule name. And Wazuh enforce the active response with netSSH file, which is comes under the active response directory within bin. I already showed you the path directory in our agent system, agent computer. Okay, so this is the rule description, active response bin netSSH. And first what I will do, I will let you into my guest machine. Now within firewall setting, I am already in the inbound rules. Let's just refresh this. See, I am getting here a Wazuh active response blocked IP address entry automatically, and everything is blocked. See, program any, local address any, remote address 132. So remote address means the attacker IP address. It's now blocked. Everything, every protocol, every authorized computer, everything any, and it is a block rule by Wazuh. And it is also enabled action block. Okay, now what I will do, I will try to pin from attacker machine to our victim machines. Okay, this is the attacker machine. Here we are using Hydra from here. Let's ping from this machine. Ping 192.168.10.134. So pin request is not coming through because this IP is already been blocked by firewall, and Wazuh's active response uses netSSH, which comes under this directory netSSH. This enforced the rule and added this entry to our firewall. So it's very good, pretty. So now let's go back to, so whenever this netSSH added, see, this comes with another rule ID with 657. I have not set this rule. It is system generated. It is system generated. I just created a rule with rule ID 100 900, and this rule I defined that whenever I get 3 failed login attempts within 2 minutes, then 100 900 rule will enforce. Condition is if we are getting 60122. 60122 means failed login attempts. Same thing. Failed login attempts, 3 failed login attempts within 2 minutes. So now let's go to the OSEC config file again and let's check another thing. OSEC config. Let's check another thing. So this command, this active response block this IP address for the lifetime. But we don't want that. Maybe after certain period of time we need to free this IP address, right? So how we can do this? Let's write down another rule, which is timeout. After 5 minutes, maybe 300 is second. Timeout. I forgot the closing tag here. Closing tag, timeout. But remember, when you are using timeout, this code you need to 100% you need to give this code also allow timeout allowed. If it is saying no, then you cannot use this timeout. Okay, remember this thing. It's dependent. Now save this file. Control X, Y, enter. Now restart the Wazuh manager again. I hope it won't give us any error. Perfect. So now I will do this attack again, but before that let's go to our agent machine. Let's go to our agent machine. This is our agent machine, and remove this firewall block, because if we have a firewall block we cannot run this attack. So let's delete this rule. Yes, let's delete another rule. Don't know why it create two rules. It should be one rule. See, now after removing the rule, it's automatically start pinning. Okay, so that means it's a firewall. So let's do another attack, and after 5 minutes I will check whether after 5 minutes our block get automatically withdrawn or not. So let's start another attack. Okay, 81 login tries it's showing, but after 3 items it will automatically be blocked. See, it is tried with this sequence. Now it get blocks 100%. Now let me go to the Wazuh, refresh this page. Yes, same logs we are getting. Login failure 3 times, 1, 2 and 3 times, and after that it gives an alert, Windows RDP brute force attack detected, 3 failed logging within 2 minutes, and after that net SSH added and enforce our active response. Same thing happens. 134 is the IP address. Okay, and 132 is the attacker IP address. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Everything is perfect. From RDP is the name, active response being net SSH added. Perfect. Now what I will do, I will now go to our agent machine to check the firewall blockage. But before that, let me just check the Hydra status. Okay, Hydra is failed to establish. That means Hydra is closed now. Okay, Hydra is closed now. Hydra cannot work. So let's go to firewall and check. Refresh the firewall setting from here. Refresh. See, one active response blocked IP address already been added. Okay, after 3 login it. But what I will do from here, I will wait 5 minutes, because I have given 300 seconds. 300 seconds means 5 minutes. It will auto unblock again, so we can check whether our code is working. So I'm skipping this video from here, and let's wait up to 5 minutes. Okay, so after 5 minutes, when I refresh this page, see, I get another notification, another alert here, which is saying active response bin net SSH exe is delete. That means I think it automatically delete the firewall entry. Let's check here. Okay, 34 is the target machine, that means victims, and this is the IP address of the attacker. Okay, let's check what it did. The name of the rule is the RDP. 10 is the severity. Active response being net SSH is okay. Yes, rule description, active response bid, next it says delete. The earlier rule was added. Added means it enforce and now it de-enforce. So now what I will do, I will go to our victims, our target machine, and will refresh the firewall log to check it is whether removed or not. Let's click refresh. See, it's removed. So that means automatically it removes the IP address if you need, but if you don't need, then make it persistence. If you need, then do it. So what we have covered so far, so we done with the brute force with Hydra, done. So we check the behavior, it is detecting with Hydra's brute force attack, and we already checked the advanced firewall option to check the blocking of attacker IP, done. And we also checked after timeout period, that means 5 minutes of timeout period, it worked. So everything is covered within this one video. I hope you will enjoy this video. Still, if you have any question, do ask me. I will create another video for that. Thank you for watching this video. If you like, then please like and subscribe.